What's
Can you
happening,
hear me?
Jordan? How you doing?
Doing good, Cassius. Can you hear me?
I sure can, man. Hey, thanks for making the
Okay,
time
sweet.
today. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So, what's going on? You're currently at Madison Square Garden.
I am at Madison Square Garden. I am getting ready to see Amber Wild and the final Kiss concert of all time.
Wow, that
Why
is
aren't you here?
incredible. You know what, man? I was gonna go, but the show in my city was November 10th, so I figured I would be happy with that show, and maybe try to catch them here. It was definitely incredible, but I gotta say, part of me wishes I was in New York.
Yeah, you should have done it.
I
I
know.
I I did the Detroit one with my kid, and he didn't make it through the show, so I had to come to New York and see the real deal.
So you came from Detroit.
Yeah, Michigan. I'm
Wow.
from Grand Rapids, but yeah, I flew in, used some miles, and had to do it.
That's awesome. So, how would you describe the scene in the city today with the Kiss takeover and you, obviously tons of people all over the city representing the band?
I did notice a lot of Kiss music playing. I went to dinner at like a high end bar, which is not where you would expect to hear like a bunch of Kiss music, but they were playing all kinds of Kiss stuff. Everybody walking around with Kiss shirts and Kiss makeup on. The Empire State Building was not lit up, which I was kind of disappointed about, but that was last night, I guess. And yeah, the energy is good. I don't know if you noticed in your city, the band's energy was different in Detroit. Like it was like they were conscious of that being their last time
Hmm.
playing Detroit, and it was just different. Like I saw them even like 10 years ago, and they seemed a little tired.
Yeah.
But no, they're like leaving it all out there, and that's kind of what I expect tonight.
Yeah, I found the same energy at the Edmonton show. And I think that they were energized there as well because that was their first show outside of New York City. So then Detroit Rock City as well. They probably had a similar energy, but you've been hearing and seeing the difference.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and so I the only thing is I don't know if you agree, but everything I've been seeing, I'm not really expecting any big surprises tonight, which I think is honestly a mistake. Like I
Right.
think that's pretty stupid to be honest. It's the very last chance. Like, what are you gonna? Why hold anything back? But Gene did say they're spending an extra $1 million on this final show. So I don't know what that means exactly, but that's kind of exciting. I guess it's possible, like Ace and Peter live within driving distance. They could come out and do a bow. I would be happy with a bow, like
Exactly.
something, anything. I saw a social media post from Bruce Kulick where he was with Paul, but I don't know how recent that was. And then I also saw one from earlier today where he was in Vegas. So I'm like, well, maybe Bruce isn't coming. But that I would be anything special. I would be happy with. You
Anything.
know,
Vinnie Vincent?
anything.
No.
Probably not going to happen. Probably not going to
Probably
happen.
not gonna happen. I mean, would you like if you had to give a percentage on how like you think how likely you think it will be that one of these guys will come? What would the percentage be?
Uh, I'm thinking pretty low at this point. I'm thinking 5%,
Yeah.
but it really sucks because there's really no reason that Peter couldn't come out and sing back, even if they were
Right.
worried that he couldn't like play drum, like play along and do well enough at drums. Like there's no reason that they couldn't have him sing that. No reason at all. So I don't know. It's just kind of silly. But what are you going to do? I'm going to enjoy it either way. I'm going to be in the moment. It's going to be a great show, and it's kind of it's a moment in history and rock history. So I'm glad I'm here either way.
100%. What would your reaction be? Let's say Ace and Peter do come out for a song, or even Bruce. What do you think your reaction would be in the reaction of the arena?
I think people would go completely bananas, especially if
Yeah.
it's Ace and Peter. Like if it turned out that they were doing all this mudslinging in the press for like to fake as a fake out or something, and then they came out. I mean, it would just be pandemonium. I think it's gonna be on pay per view.
Yeah.
Like, why not? So, I guess one part of me is like, if it's gonna be on pay per view, then why not do something crazy and have Ace and Peter come out and make it a real big deal, and then they'll get a lot more money on the like because it'll be available like after today or whatever to buy on pay per view. But the other part of me is wondering they'd be worried that if they do anything different than the normal show, they're too scared that it's going to screw up the timing of the show or like how everything's on, you know, because it's all choreographed based on, there's a click track in Eric's ear for the whole show, and not just because there's tracks, but because there's a video screen and that has to be in time with the music, and
Right.
that's just how it works. So if they bring out a bunch of guys that aren't used to that, and so if they had a week between their last show and this, I might be like, okay, they're going to do something different. But it's only like 2 or 3 days, so it didn't really give them a whole lot of time to like do anything massively different than their normal set list. So, and I don't know, I didn't look at anything from last night. Did you look at anything from the?
I watched most of it last night, actually, because a lot of people were streaming it live, so I got to actually see a lot of it. And I mean, it was the same show, you know, but it was a very good show. And they also brought up the fact that they remembered their first time playing the Garden with their parents there. And Gene looked very emotional just listening to Paul talk about that. So it seems like every city they go to, they're definitely going down memory lane. And how can you not, right, at this point?
Right. Yeah, I think. I expect emotions. You know, even if there's not any extra members on stage, like obviously it's going to be like a special show. It can't be like every other show, and so it'll be different in that right anyway. You know, there's going to be some I don't know, reflections, and it'll probably feel weird to them, and it'll just be interesting to see that, because you know, you play thousands of shows, or even like this tour, it's been 5 or 6 years long at this point. Like you go into autopilot, but when it's the last show, you can't be on autopilot, because it's you kind of, they have to be on, like right now they're backstage putting on their makeup for the very last time, and they know that, so it's gotta feel weird.
It's a weird feeling in general.
Yeah, I'm conscious of that too, and I guarantee they are, because they're the band.
Well, listen, Jordan, I really appreciate you taking the time to check in. Last thing I wanted to ask you, we saw this message that said this is just the beginning for KISS, that was emailed to some of their most loyal KISS Army members. What did you make of that message? Because we're going to talk about that more tonight throughout this stream.
I did see that. I got that in my my email too, and I don't know. Gene has said something about like there's going to be a KISS show in like 5 different cities, or like there's going to be a KISS in Tokyo and a KISS in Los Angeles, and it's going to be like Broadway kind of. So maybe they're planning something like that. Maybe they're talking about the Netflix movie. I don't know, but most of what I've seen has been pretty consistent. Like they're done. I mean, and there's a lot of speculators, even Ace, that's saying like, I don't know if their touring is done. It's like they're going to be dead at some point. Like,
listen, life has to continue at some. We got to live in reality at some point, right? Even though that's the antithesis of KISS, right?
Right. So I would not be surprised if we saw Gene and Paul do like a smaller tour or something, and not, or even if they did call it KISS, but have it not be the big show. Like I wouldn't be surprised, or Gene does a solo tour, or Paul does a solo tour. I would not be surprised to see that, but I think this is the last like big time fire and makeup tour, or like, you know, the last show.
It is very, very surreal to sit here and think about it. Do you mind if we steal one more look at the arena while you're still here, Jordan? Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square.
How's the attendance? Is it basically sold out for tonight?
Oh, it's absolutely sold out. But I did. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I just took my video off so they could see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is sold out. But I looked at Ticketmaster, and I noticed there's, you know, scalpers are trying to make the most money possible. So I noticed tons and tons of tickets for sale. And so I do kind of wonder if there's going to be pockets of seats open because scalpers are trying to get $2,000 or something and nobody buys it. But either way, it'll be mostly sold out, or it is sold out, really. KISS gets all the money, but yeah.
True enough.
There's no way they're not going to sell out Madison Square Garden on their last show ever. So here we are.
Well, Jordan, I really appreciate you giving us some insight into this, man, and I hope you have an awesome time. It's about 10 minutes until Amber Wild, so rock on, man, and really enjoy the show. It should be a really special time.
Thanks, Cassius. Keep an eye on the Facebook. I'll do some live.
We are going live to Madison Square Garden, where we have the man himself, Kyle Hershon. What's up, brother? How the hell are you? We can barely hear you, but show us around, man. Show us what you got. There we go. There we go. Oh, fuck, brother. It is loud in there. I wish we could hear you, but it looks like an incredible energy, man. If you maybe just want to show us around for a couple more seconds, we would appreciate it. Let's go. There we go, man. This is one of the #1 Kiss fans in the world, by the way. Kyle Hershon, live at the Garden. He's going to try something.
Chris Angel just showed up.
Chris Angel, I can hear you now.
Chris Angel.
What the fuck? Chris Angel is at the final Kiss show, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, that happened.
Bro, why is Chris Angel there?
What's that?
What's Chris doing?
There looks like they're having an interview segment. It's like a red couch and stuff.
Holy shit.
Like they're making a whole show out of it.
That's so cool. How long does Kiss have until they get on stage?
They will be on at 8:45 tonight.
8:45 tonight. And have you seen any other stars there? Is Ace in the building?
Yeah. I'll see something's happening because they've updated with the balloons. They put there are more balloons than I've ever seen them do before.
No shit. So do you feel like there's going to be a special segment tonight?
Something's happening. I don't know what.
Do you think it'll be a special segment?
There's got to be a special, at least one or two. I don't know.
Absolutely impeccable.
So all I know is that it's going to be nuts in the next half hour.
Well, Kyle, we'll let you enjoy your night, man. Thank you for giving us a look. I really appreciate it, brother.
Be well.
You too, brother. Take care, all right? Kyle Hershon on location at the Kiss concert. So this is a big scoop, guys, for the people who aren't there. Because, look, I'm equally excited. I'm a fan, too.